ziua, bună dimineața. Please excuse me a little bit, I'm a little bit tired. Yesterday I attended an event, a Bitcoin event, yet another one at Cluj, and I had to fly here at 6 a.m., so I'm a little bit dizzy. I will start my presentation. This is going to be like a very light presentation, and I will explain to you what the heck we are doing in Romania, because probably this is the question about what's going on when this Bitcoin talk, Bitcoin wave is hitting so hard the markets. Now, probably you know that everybody is talking nowadays about Bitcoins, ICOs, blockchain technology. You are very involved in it, or you want to be involved in it. I see some very friendly figures here. Yes. The fact is, 4 years ago, I started talking about Bitcoin in this market. I said, Bitcoin is the future, but not only Bitcoin is the future, blockchain is the future. And this exciting technology is going to wipe everything out, and it's going to bring something new. It's going to change, it's going to make a total revolution in not only in the economic and financial system, but in the society per ensemble. Well, I got a lot of laughing. Actually, a lot of people were saying, Antonio, you'll end up in jail if you start talking about this, because most of us believe that this is a scam. Well, time will tell if it is a scam or not. The fact is that 3 years ago, my company started accepting Bitcoin and implemented Bitcoin payments with e-commerce players. And it was like a very interesting start, because when we launched it, we said, well, probably nobody will be interested, but you know, it's just for fun. The fact is, as we speak, as today, we are processing around 1 million euros a month in Bitcoins. Not only for e-commerce transactions, but for offline transactions. We have some merchants that actually are accepting Bitcoins at their premises, and they are using our solution to exchange and to get the money. Now think about it. From going to jail 3 years ago, 4 years ago, to processing 1 million euros and a month, and the value and the number of transactions is increasing, I think we are doing pretty good, right? I think we are doing pretty good. And I think that the Romanian market is ready for the next thing. Yesterday I had a conference, and it was all about ICOs. Now, I'm not going to talk about ICOs. I'm a little bit concerned about this ICO thing. I still think there are some issues that need to be solved before moving to the next level. I still am, and I really want you to convince me otherwise. But I'm going to talk about the blockchain technology and the future that can change, that can make, the change that can make in this society. I'm not going to go politics, but I think it is the right time, right now, for everybody here, and not only people in this room, but people that are involved with the blockchain technology, to stand together and create something that can be pushed at the government level, at the European level, in order to somehow not regulate, because I'm not going to talk about regulate, but somehow make blockchain technology more friendly for the people from the government. Right now we are working on launching our own exchange platform. It is a very difficult task, and it's not a technological task. It is more like an operational task. Why? Because along the way we had so many problems at the, let's say, government level, where we had to explain what we are trying to do, and they had no freaking clue what we are talking about. And when the government doesn't have any clue, then you start to panic a little bit, right? Because it seems nowadays that even if they have a clue, you still have to panic, right? Yeah. Blockchain is going to change the world. Why? Because it puts the trust in us. It's not putting trust in any third party, in any intermediary. It's the trust that we have. For the first time in history, we have a mathematical solution, a cryptographic solution that allows us to trust each other and through consensus, to achieve something that was never achieved at this level or at some other level anytime in the history of humankind. I like to talk about Bitcoin and blockchain from the social and philosophical perspective. And this is something that is probably a little bit, you may say, is a little bit crazy. What the hell, Antonio, are you doing here? Everybody's talking ICO technical stuff. I'm going to tell you about a little bit of social and philosophical approach that I have in mind. And just to make you aware that the direction that we are heading, it may be a bright future, or it may be a very dark future. Right? So, blockchain is so disruptive right now, and Bitcoin is so disruptive right now, that from the financial perspective, you basically have a lot of people that are making money without working a single day. And this is true. It's a fact. We are making money. We're going, this was this joke on Reddit, that a guy that went to the toilet, and when he came back, he was like 500,000 richer, right? So he said, that's very good, right? But it's not that he really worked. He just took a wave. He catched a wave. So this is easy money. And it may be funny. A lot of you guys will be very rich at some point. I mean, when you have 10,000 of Bitcoins like you have, each, probably you'll be one of the richest people in Romania or in the world or in Europe. I'm joking, I hope, but I hope some of you have at least hundreds. The idea of easy money is disturbing because it triggers a lot of problems. If you don't work for the money, if you don't create value, you have a problem of understanding how the world moves. So the whole point is, we need to figure it out that we have a power and we have to use it in the right way. Otherwise, we are going into a very dystopian future where we'll have super rich people and basically slaves. Now, I'm not a socialist, I'm not a communist, I'm not a leftist, but I am ethical, and I strongly believe that we need to use the technology, not only for our gain, but for the greater good. This presentation of mine was, and is, about you, begging you to understand the consequences of what we are doing here. It's very important. Making money right now, investing in Bitcoin, and by the way, I'm receiving like tens, if not hundreds of messages every day on my Facebook account, and I'm sure you got the same messages of people asking me, how do I invest? This is the bubble. It is going to go down. What altcoin should I use? What should I do an ICO? Should I invest in this or that or all this crap? My advice is learn. Learn about the technology. You'll be surprised how many people are talking about Bitcoin, how many people are talking about blockchain, but they don't have a real clue about what the heck blockchain and Bitcoin is, how does it work. And they insert this crazy feeling of knowledge, which will prove wrong. Guys, if you know blockchain, if you know Bitcoin, share the information, but share it correctly for people to understand. Give advice, but don't give advice like buy, sell, trade. Just give advice of how it works and let people decide how to do it. Is it in... The second question I got is, it is a bubble. Yes, hell yes, it's a bubble. Of course it's a bubble. But you know what? Everything else is a bubble. Government bonds, bubble. Fiat, bubble, and so forth, right? We are living in a bubble. It's just that probably blockchain and Bitcoin is the coolest bubble ever. Which we love, right? We love taking our phones and checking out what's the price of Bitcoin, and yeah, we just made another Lambo. I have a friend who said, I just made 2 Lambos today, right? You know, it's crazy. It is crazy. Good. I'm not going to hold you much more. I'm just going to say one more thing. Education is important. But there is another important thing that we need to do. And I come to you and I ask you, let's sit together, all of you, and everybody else that is interested in this. Let's sit together and try to find solutions to make the world better using the blockchain technology, to make, I don't know, even to create some sort of a legislation, even to create some sort of guidelines, to give it to governments, to give it to central banks and so forth. Let's sit together and put our brains together, and our minds, and our knowledge to create something. Otherwise, they will create for us. And it's going to be an endless game of cat and mouse, right? It's probably going to be. If this Bitcoin thing will reach a point where it's going to be more than huge, I don't know how to say it, it's going to be, the valuation will be, the market capitalization will be higher than everything else, then probably they will start hunting us down, right? So it probably is better to explain, to inform, and to create the balance, because at the end of the day, it's all about balance. And my feeling is that right now, we are a little bit unbalanced, and you have to admit it somewhere in your heart. The Romanian market will grow. I think we are one of the coolest markets in Bitcoin, in blockchain technology. There's a lot of brain here. There's a lot of power. There's a lot of creativity. I think we can lead at least Eastern Europe, if not the world. I think we can do great things. So please accept my request, and let's do great things together. I'm here. If you need to talk to me at any given time, please let me know. I'm going to be in the back. Thank you very much.